Hello, everyone. Welcome to Body of Christ Real Talk with your host, Joseph Brownlee. Welcome to the show. All right. I'm going to get right into this. This is the beginning of a pretty important series I want to do for the next off and on days that's coming up in the future here on Body of Christ Real Talk. I don't do a lot of series, but when I do a series, it's basically it's usually, on a very important topic. And I think a lot of people can relate to these topics and stuff like that. And like I do, like when I dealt with mental illness and, sexual addictions and different things like that, those things, I think it takes more than just one segment. And since I cut down on the time that I do my shows once in a while, I only do them in 15-minute increments. So therefore, maybe many people could just hang longer in there and put up with it. Because I know a lot of people don't like a lot of long podcasts, especially audio. They could probably deal with a lot of videos, like YouTube and stuff like that. But when it comes to audio, I know a lot of us, including myself, we have less patience when it comes to audio. So I like to make it relevant. I like to make it interesting. And I like to make it real. Real as in real information. No, not no spin just to make your skin, chill and stuff like that. It's mostly relevant information and very important information that goes on in your neighborhood or around the world. Now, what I'm going to be dealing with now is a series that I call The Food That I Love Was Killing Me. That's the name of the series. The Food That I Love Was Killing Me. See, now why do I put was in there instead of is? Was is because those foods that I used to consume that I believe was killing me, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. I do not consume those foods anymore since over a year now. Now, why do I say a year? Because it's been 10 months since I've been on this low-carb, no-carb diet lifestyle. But before that, I gave up breads and I gave up a lot of candies and stuff like that. But I was still consuming the regular, traditional, high carbohydrates, ultra-processed food junk before I went on this 10-month this journey on this lifestyle plan of eating that I'm on now. Now, for the newbies that's just tuning in or just happen to be curiosity listeners, I like to call you, and you tuning into this show, there's this diet that's becoming more popular and unpopular. I'll get into that later on down the road, what I mean by that. It's a lot of things I get on later on down the road in this series. The popular side of it is the incredible benefits that thousands of people have witnessed being on this no-carb diet and low-carb diet. Now, I put both of them in there because I'm talking about the keto and I'm talking about the carnivore. And the keto is just like a bounce off for the old Atkins diet, the low-carb, high-protein type of diet. But the only difference between the Atkins and the keto, you have certain phases that you can add more varieties of carbs, mainly vegetables and some fruits that Atkins had, some also other snacks and sweets and stuff as well, with artificial sweeteners. Keto is a little stricter. So Atkins usually start off, I think, about 10 grams. It's called the fast maintenance. It's called the fast track, something like that when I done the Atkins. Very successful diet, but it was very popular and unpopular because of the traditional mainstream heart association and us, the mainstream people that was against it, because it's a lot to this. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a psychologist or anything. I'm not a nutritionist. But a lot of information that I'm going to be talking about is basically how this diet, which is called the carnivore diet. I've done all three of them. I've done the Atkins, I've done the keto, and I've done the carnivore. And you'll find a lot of conversations about either diet. All you got to do is YouTube it. YouTube keto, YouTube Atkins, or YouTube carnivore. You YouTube those and it'll pop up all types of testimonies. Most of them good, some bad, but most of them are good. Okay. So you have to pick your poison, in a good term of poison, pick your fruits of what you want to listen to and stuff like that. Now, what I'm talking about now is going to be two of the popular and unpopular diets out now that's been lifted up and that's been attacked. And that's the carnivore and the ketogenic diet, you want to call it. And they're really getting attacked because one of the hottest diets, not one of the most successful, but one of the hot diets out there besides the low-fat diet is, of course, the vegan diet that's out there. And I might have some vegans that's listening to me now. So what I want you to understand is I'm not trying to get you or convince you to give up your vegan diet. I'm not trying to tell you why the carnivore is better than vegan or vice versa. This is just information about the low carb diet. Not going against vegan, not going against paleo or Mediterranean diets or none of that. And I'm not here to compete against that because I think all of them work. I'm just going to be talking about the ones that I have tested myself, which is the keto and the carnivore. I tested myself, and those diets seem to be works best for me. Now, I can't say I tried every diet. I don't think no one tried every diet. I keep putting emphasis on that. I don't like when people say that because they blame the diets as the failures why they never succeeded on it. And it might be true on some of the diets they have done. But you have to understand when you on any type of diet, I don't care if it's a liquid diet, I don't care if it's you just fasting. Sometimes you got to check yourself and say, is it the diet or is it me? Because if you look around, how come so many people are successful and doing great on those so-called diets that you said wasn't no good for years and years, 5, 10, 20, 30 years? But it's a bad diet because it didn't work for you. I think that's misleading, and you will mislead a lot of people from even trying these certain diets. And the diets I'm talking about is the carnivore or the keto diet. Okay? So stop putting stuff out there, on YouTube. How dangerous and why these diets will not work and why come they're dangerous because it had a negative effect on you. And it just still might be you. Because the pros overwhelmingly outdo the cons when it comes to a low-carb diet. But it does not get published. And a lot of scientific health doctors and scientists are admitting this now, but not openly because they don't want that out there. Because the American Standard Diet makes profit selling you that bad, ultra-processed junk. The cholesterol talk. How fat is bad, all that type of stuff that the American government like to push on people. Low carb and low fat brings a healing to society. Therefore, if we be healed, if we get healed, Big Pharma and the healthcare system cannot make any money. That might sound bad and mean, but that's just the truth. If we are healed, and we can heal ourselves like we're supposed to, there would be less visits to doctor's office we have to go to. Even in the dental, even oral, which I'm going to talk about that as well. We will have less visits to doctors and dentals and stuff like that. And most of us, and including myself, what I am learning and what I'm doing now, I don't need to go see a doctor unless I broke something, unless something needs to be cut out on me, or if I wind up with, different things like that, something real bad, or some type of accident. That's really the time you need to go see the doctor. Far as a regular checkup and a physical and everything. But these days, you cannot even do that because it seems like they be looking to find something, or they half look. and just to get you out the office because you don't have to write insurance that they can get paid by. So it's different reasons. The establishment is just not good here in America and a lot of places too around the world. So the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is things that you can do yourself to take care of your own health. It's up to you. You can either do that or you can continue to plan about your health, or you're looking for God to heal you and stuff like that. And you know what? God has the stuff already down here for you to do that yourself. See, the things I may say, or the healing elements is already here on earth for a lot of us to heal ourselves. It's already down here on earth. Okay. And it's not going to be instant all the time. You know, we look for like microwave healing because, especially us Christians and us believers, you know, we traditionally look for microwave healings and stuff like that when it comes to our bodies. But when it comes to losing weight and other health issues, there is natural ways to be healed, and you don't have to go overseas. Remember, once upon a time, the talk was, man, we need to go overseas and go to these other countries and get that natural healing. Remember that type of talk? And it's still okay to do that, but you can be healed by some of the food that's already in some of these stores today. There's stories of type 2 diabetes and early stages of dementia being reversed because of the change of food intake and diets. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mentioned yesterday, this dietitian, 97 years old, said that 55% of cancers are caused because of food and diet, bad food and diet. 55% of cancers are caused by food and diet. Now, how accurate that is, I don't know. But I'm just going by the numbers they threw out there because people always throw out numbers. And you know, I say this over and over repetitiously. I'm funny about numbers. But I can believe that. I can somewhat believe that it's probably even higher. But the point is, whether it's 55, 45, or even if it was 35, that's high. When you blame it on food and diets. And I find there's a lot of truth in that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a nutritionist. So I just go by what the information just put out there. There's a lot of doctors get ridiculed and get their license tucked because they tell the truth. There's a lot of YouTube doctors out there who could lose their license because they're telling you ways that you can heal yourself, that you don't have to go to the doctor. By food, by just changing your diet. I am a witness to that. I am a living proof that food can change your health as well as weight loss. And it's as simple, but listen to me, as stopping one of the things today, tonight, wherever you're at around the world here in the US of A. Sugar. Top dog poison. Sugar. You know that white stuff or that brown stuff you be talking about? There's no good sugar, white or brown sugar. We was taught that brown sugar was the best sugar. Don't eat the white sugar, eat the brown sugar, later on down the line. But all sugar is bad. If you can just stop sugar, start with that, you already is on the right track. Just stopping sugar. And then you build yourself up to the other ultra processed food. Now, later on down the line, I will be letting you listen to some audio clips on people's testimonies of their success with the carnivore diet, the all-meat diet, or a keto diet. I will be back and forth with both of those. So stay tuned for that. I think this might be some information you might want to look into. I'm not here to sell no diets. I don't get paid for talking about this. This is just something I want to help people out that's struggling with weight gain, obesity, and bad health. And it's as simple as changing your diet and the way you eat. In the next episodes of Real